Anime, originally known as the name used to denote any animated show from Japan, is also used to describe the art style used in said shows. This art style has taken the world by storm and has inspired many artists around the world, including me, and we see its influence all around. No wonder you're looking for a way to learn how to draw that way. When I started drawing anime, all I did was copy some anime girl drawings, rinse and repeat, and hope for the best. I would get so confused as to why my art was in a stagnating phase, and wonder how all the other artists were effortlessly so much better. Why did their drawing look so much better? Why were they able to convey this one thing or other better than I did, and I was just stuck? I watched tons of how to improve videos, but assimilated none of them, and stubbornly wondered why I was stuck. That was until I learned the 3 main keys to learning how to draw anime, and processed them. To learn how to draw anime, it's important to understand that this style didn't come from nowhere. Like any other style, anime is based and deeply rooted in reality, meaning that it's a hyperbolic interpretation of reality. Wait, what does that even mean? You must be wondering. In simple words, to learn how to draw anime, you must learn the fundamentals of art, and not just copy anime styles. And then, take the time to observe how your favorite style of anime deforms reality and try to mimic that. Here's how you can do it efficiently. Example 1. Anatomy and gesture. Start by familiarizing yourself with how the human anatomy works. Study different muscles and how they act and interact with other body parts. This needs to be coupled with gesture drawing, in which images of different poses go quickly, and you have to capture the essence of said pose. This will help you be more fluid and less stiff with how you capture the human body. A great resource for this would be lineofaction.com. When you feel like you have a good grasp of this concept, grab a picture of your favorite anime style and try to marry between what you learned and what you're seeing. For example, in the front view of a head, if we put a line on top of the eyes, we see that that line also touches the top of the ear. We also notice that the space between eyes is one eye. Everyone say thank you to Andrew Loomis for that. All of these rules are applied to anime to give the anime face a recognizable human look. Now, if we take any anime picture, we see an array of eye shapes, depending on what the character's personality is. But the most popular and loved one is the big eyes that indicate cute, kind, and an assuming look. Even though it's unrealistic, it's very much based on how a human eye works. Think of eyes as a slit in the skin, with a ball protruding a bit. Again, let's thank Andrew Loomis for this metaphor. No, really, it's super helpful. You have your upper lid and lower lid, just a lot bigger and a lot more luscious with eyelashes. So you have your eyeball in the middle with a slight shading just as real eyes. Also notice how the area between the eyebrow and the eyes has a little bit of shading? Yeah, that's a simplified version of reality, where our eye area is concave and protected by the forehead, so it's naturally shaded most of the time. What anime does here is it takes the concept and simplifies it. This is what you need to do for everything else. Learn the base, deform it to emphasize the beauty of the human figure, and bam, anime. Example 2. Color and shading. Just as we explained before, you need to understand the basics of how colors work, how shapes produce shades, and how different surfaces react to light and shadows. Those are all very important fundamentals any and every artist should know. And then you can take that information, compare it to your favorite anime style to derive and cook up your own special take on anime. Have you ever noticed how some anime drawings are cel-shaded in some spots? Some other are more on the soft side of things. It's all a deformation or an interpretation of reality. Sometimes you find hairstyles cel-shaded, but the shade shape itself is round, or the light areas of a girl's cheek represented by a small round speck of a light color. That's all a deformation of reality as well, with the intention of making the character look adorable. A good tip would be for you to really sit down and observe the desired style you want to emulate. You can use this knowledge to understand the what, the how, and even the intention of the what, which will kickstart your way into implementing this what in your art with intention. And it might just give you the twinkle you're looking for. Okay, so to recap so far, here's a quick equation to help you. You have fundamentals plus deformation reference from your favorite anime style plus a sprinkle of your individuality equals anime style. Learn how to turn your digital portrait into enchanting narrative artwork in Photoshop with Karmen Loh, an artist and illustrator. In this course, Karmen will show you her technique for sparking emotion and wonder through her portraits. She will show you the soft, glittering ropes to her polished techniques for creating digital fantasy portraits that narrate an ethereal atmosphere with precision and skill. You will first choose a topic and assemble your mood board based on the topic. After that, you will see a step-by-step process on how to exactly create a digital portrait with a lot of tips and tricks sprinkled along the way. If you're interested in this course, you'll find all the necessary links in the description box below. You must be wondering how references can help you in learning to draw anime style. There are two elements to this. Referencing reality. Now that you learned your fundamentals, time to keep them sharpened by using real references. Just as Bobby Chewy says, fundamentals are like a pen. The more used, the more likely you need to sharpen. We mean going back to the fundamentals and constantly using references to cement what you learned. The more you use real-life references, the more you understand the 3D nature of everything. This will give your drawings sophistication beyond explanation with simple words. Using references has been considered cheating for the longest time. It has robbed many artists from the improvement they could have gotten had they used references. Make sure to not fall into that trap. Referencing anime. As for referencing anime, this one is all about never stopping from keeping an eye out for different elements in your desired style of anime. For example, I have always wondered why this certain anime style has beautiful, lively colors. I've noticed from speed paints on YouTube that usually the shading of a given color isn't the same color darker in value, but a different color. For example, let's say the color is yellow. The shading color always tended to be picked in the orange areas of the color wheel. Another one was how the hair parts that were nearest to the face had an orange tint to them, using a soft brush. This is primarily a deformation of reality. Where our hair and skin meet, we tend to have a bit of the skin shown underneath, due to the thinness of hair towards its ends. And then gradually, the hair starts getting thicker and thicker, and the skin disappears. Using these tricks changed the way my art looked significantly, and it's because I observed and referenced my favorite art styles. It's also a great idea to watch plenty of speed paints. There are so many on the platform, and if you're checked in beyond sheer awe when you're watching them, you can learn some very valuable things. This might come across as the same thing from what we mentioned before. But the sauce here is that constantly observing what you referenced beyond when you quote-unquote finish learning is a valuable tool. Practicing with intention. One big important thing to add to the previous two concepts is to put intention first when you practice. You start, for example, by the head. You learn the fundamentals of drawing it and then deform it to fit the desired style. And then you practice using references to strengthen what you learned. When you move on to figures, you do so with the intention to learn and take the necessary steps and slowly integrate all that you learn into your work, and so on and so forth. All of this seems obvious, but it's easy to understand and hard to internalize. We can easily get lost in all of the various tutorials and sea of YouTube videos telling you to do this or that, which we're doing just that. But it's true, it can be overwhelming to navigate. So organize yourself and let your learning journey be a method that is reliable enough to have you improve in a reasonable time period. And just know that the more you do of something, the faster you'll get into perfecting it. That's where the famous draw everyday advice that had taken the drawing community by storm, and for good reason, came from. It can be quite unachievable, but it's all about your intention and where you want your art to get. To conclude our video here, just know that anime is a whole world with its beautiful intricacies and that it's based in reality, where you need to use a reference as a guide to speed run you through the process of learning, and which can be overwhelming, so don't forget to do it with intention. We hope you found it useful and informative, and if you want to see my drawings, leave a comment. Thank you for watching as always, and see you next time.